That boy caught on fire when TL sport his ass.
Fuck you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Wait till I hop out the new coupe on 'em. Rats got a whole lot of juice on 'em. AP diamond, they bust concussion. Zaza loud, every pack smell musty. Freaky little bit wanna touch on my butt. Go around 100K, feeling like money. For what you thinking, I bring out the cold. Let little nigga get feeling like money.
Yo, what's going on, folks? We back. We back with the On Point with Unc and Neph in the house tonight. We got Nephew is in the house tonight. We got Angelo getting rolling here any minute. So let's get started. Y'all gonna enjoy this show because we got a lot for y'all to listen to. Okay. The first thing I want to start out with is I want to give a shout out to my grandsons. All right. They're playing basketball right now. My 15-year-old, he's a beast. He's a beast. So he's leading the pack. I actually am the assistant coach for their team, and I'm also the head coach for my 8-year-old grandson. So I got them rolling. Hopefully I can retire in about 3-4 more years. But anyway, shout out to them, man. They put a lot of effort into this, and eventually we're going to, we're going to get them on the podcast as well, as far as the coaches and results and all that. So we're going to jump to the NBA right quick, and it's going to be real quick because I know it's early, and I want to start out with the Hawks. No, I'm going to give you Shaq's version of the Hawks. Because they are not performing at the level that they're supposed to be performing at. I mean, we all know that. They got Trae Young and they got Murray, and that's about it. Both have been playing okay, but that's about it. Capello is a weak link. Hunter is a weak link, and their bench is overall is a weak link. So we got Jalen Johnson, who's out right now. Maybe he might be available next week, but we'll see. Corey, nephew, talk some NBA with it. I know Corey's a Chicago Bulls fan. And he doesn't think that LeBron can ever overtake him. I disagree. I think he has overtaken him. What you got, Corey?
So, yeah, huge lifelong Chicago Bulls fan. MJ is the GOAT. LeBron can be in the discussion.
No.
I think it's really interesting that the NBA's got this playing tournament. You know, trying to do something new, trying to appeal to different crowds. So that's pretty cool.
Right. So you don't think you obviously being a Chicago Bulls fan and an MJ fan, so you don't think he can be overtaken?
Well, I mean, anything's possible.
It's
but
possible
I think you gotta
now.
Look at the measuring stick.
It's possible now. You don't think so?
If you say so. No, I don't.
No, I want you to provide the argument that MJ is can't be overtaken, because that's basically what you're saying.
Yeah, well, you have to look at both on the court and off the court, transcending the game. So off the court, MJ made the game international with the Dream Team. So the greatest team ever assembled, basketball team that is, and he was by far the greatest player, no doubt.
Okay.
So that's one thing. But he didn't even let me finish. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
So then, if you look at the branding, MJ been out the game 20 years. Joey's still waiting in line to get his shoes. People never even saw him play, waiting in line to get his shoes. Come on, man.
Right.
And then we're not even talking about on the court.
Yeah,
That's just branding, marketing, and what he did for the game.
yeah, but right now we're talking about performance-wise. We know, of
Okay,
of
so let's
course,
do
we
that.
know MJ's brand
So
is
how do you
not going to
measure
be
greatness?
touched. We already get that. His brand is
How do
not
you
going to
measure
be
greatness?
touched. But
How do you measure greatness?
here's, yeah, it's hard to measure. But here's what I got to say about that. And Will and I was talking about this the other night. LeBron is what? Will 39 years old now? 39 years old. And he's still a top 5 NBA player to this day. And I don't care about his win-loss percentage in the finals, but he got them to the finals. You know what I'm saying? MJ is
No
6 and
doubt.
0. He's 6 and 0 as far as finals. I get it. But I'm sorry. I don't think MJ could do what LeBron is doing now.
So
He's
I would
amazing,
rebuff
man.
that.
At 39 years old and still putting up numbers as a top 5 NBA player.
So I would rebuff that if you look at the style of play in the NBA. It's not nearly as physical. So I'm not saying MJ couldn't do it now. I'm not saying LeBron couldn't do it. What he's doing now, he wouldn't be able to do back then. But you got to remember, flagrant fouls didn't even exist when MJ started in the league.
Okay,
Playing
so
the Celtics, the bad boys. Them boys would go in there and literally just knock them on the ground.
okay,
No, that's
but
how they played. So go ahead.
but you got to look at the level of play throughout the NBA. Right now, if MJ was playing right now, he wouldn't have the numbers, he wouldn't have the rings and all of that because the level of
Really?
competition right now is way above than when he played. I mean, I think we can
You
agree
talking
on
out
that
your
one.
ass now. You talking out your ass now.
Talking about the side of my
You
neck.
think the level of NBA is better now
I
than in the
think
90s?
I think the
Come on,
NBA
man.
talent-wise is better than it was when it's faster, it's more athletic, it's all of that. You know what
It's
I'm
more
saying?
finesse, but it's not as physical.
And doing that, and during that tenure that Mike got 6 rings, he did not ever face the level of competition that LeBron is playing
You
against
tripping.
now, man. I'm sorry.
You tripping now.
You done lost
I'll
your
give you
damn
that.
mind on that one, Corey.
Yeah, no, you tripping on that one. I'll give you that with the Warriors. When LeBron was with the Cavs and they played the Warriors and they had them brawls, I think like 3 or 4 years in a row. I'll give you that because the Warriors were invincible. And the one time
Right.
they were defeated in the finals, it was by the Cavs. So I'll definitely give you that. But the overall NBA, when you look at all-time greats, all jokes aside, jokers that played in the 90s are on those lists.
Man, well, I can respectfully disagree with what you're saying because you done lost your damn
Oh, yeah,
mind.
no doubt.
But
I mean,
you're
you're
a
wrong, but
homer.
it's cool.
You're a homer. You're a Chicago Bulls fan. You're a Michael Jordan fan. So I'm going to.
I mean, we can have the same argument with running backs. Barry Sanders is the greatest. I will entertain hearing Jim Brown.
Right, and you're a Detroit
I will
Lions
entertain
fan, so
hearing
you're a
Walter
homer.
Outside of that,
you
there's
think
no real discussion.
Do you think, since we got on that subject, do you think Barry Sanders was better than Jim Brown?
That's what I said. I'll entertain Jim Brown, and I'll entertain Walter Payton. Now, I can't really definitively speak on Jim Brown because I never saw
Yeah,
him play.
because you weren't
but
even born
obviously,
then.
he was great.
I was.
And
So I followed all that.
Right. So, and I defer to, because my dad has told me about him, others have told me about him. I've seen some clips, know the stats, know he was that dude. So no disrespect to the late great Jim Brown at all. And the same matter for Sweetness. I never saw him play either. But I would argue that Barry did more with less than any running back that would be in that category.
Oh yeah, I'll
And
agree. I'll agree
his
with you.
greatness was there. Because I would say because I'm a Lions fan.
Right.
Name an offensive lineman that he played with.
Right.
Right. So that's
right.
why. And if you look at the history of running backs, he and Jim Brown, the only two to average 5 yards carry for their career.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. My top running backs would be, and I don't even. If we go big three, or maybe even big four, I would go with Jim Brown first. I would go with Barry second. I would go with come on, Ray. I would go with let's say, what did I say? I would go
Jim
with
and Barry.
I would go with Jim Brown first. I would go with Barry second. I would go with
Come on,
Walter
man. You can't say
third,
a top three.
and then I would go with Emmitt Smith fourth.
Who was third?
Emmitt Smith fourth.
Okay, so you said Emmitt was fourth. So who's third?
Third is Walter Payton.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I can respect
that would
that.
be my top.
But going back to the NBA real quick, my argument for MJ, I know the MVP, like LeBron got the scoring title, he's playing longer, all that jazz. The reason I was asking you, how do you measure greatness? Anytime MJ took the court, there was no doubt he was the best player.
Right.
In the finals, game on the line, brightest light, biggest stage, he was the best player.
Right.
Without question.
Right.
And if you look at most NBA statistics, most, not all, he's the measuring stick.
Right. Right. So
I know.
So we agree to disagree on both of that, and I always respect your opinion, but again, I will end on that topic, on the whole topic of MJ, and on the whole topic of we're kind of on the same page with the running backs, but getting back to MJ, I will tell you, you done lost your damn mind if you don't think LeBron has overtaken him. I mean, that's just what it is. And I'm not a homer.
Well, think about it. NBA just had its 75th anniversary at the top 75 teams. Who was number one?
Shut up, man.
Okay.
Why you had to throw that out there?
I mean, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? My arguments come with facts and data. It's all good though. It's all good.
Yeah.
I will entertain a discussion with LeBron. I ain't mad at people. I thought it was disrespectful 4 or 5 years when people were saying
why you gonna
I'll entertain the discussion.
Why are you gonna entertain the discussion but not let him go where he's going? So, but anyway.
Well, I can see that. Like, I can see why people would feel that way.
Right.
So if you got a teenager like Jaden never saw MJ play.
Right.
So it's going to be all about LeBron. You got somebody that's in their late 20s, it's going to be about Kobe.
Right.
Right? So I'll entertain it. But to blankly say that, LeBron number one, whatever.
You ain't budging as far as MJ goes as the greatest of all time. You're not budging from that. Obviously, I can see that.
But I don't know that you can. that's why I asked, how do you measure greatness? Right? And by no means, listen to me. I'm not comparing the two in terms of players, but if you look at longevity, like LeBron's been in the game 20 years, 19 years, something like that.
And that's a plus.
21 years.
That's a plus on his side.
Oh, absolutely. Like, that's part of it. That's not the only thing, but that's part of it.
Right.
But I've had discussions about Phillip Rivers. Again, I'm not comparing the two as players. No comparison there. But Phillip Rivers was in the league 14, 15 years, whatever.
Right.
And he had a decent career. He was average. So if you ask me, he's not a Hall of Fame player. But people will point to the fact that he was in the league 14, 15 years, started and all that jazz. And I think that's commendable. But he's not a Hall of Fame player. Now, I'm clearly I'm comparing the longevity, not the players.
Right.
You know, obviously LeBron first got a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest, all that jazz.
Right. So yeah. So I think we got, a good argument with both sides. I would have loved to have Angelo's input on this, but he's not here yet, so we're gonna move on. So let's move on to some college football. What you think about Florida State, man? Did they get jerked?
I was surprised.
Or what?
I was surprised, man. I was surprised the committee left them out. I see why they did it, but I was surprised.
I was too.
Hour 5, you win your conference, you go undefeated. I know them boys was like, WTF, we can't do no more.
Right.
So, yeah, it was tough. But that goes to show you, I know I'm a homer, but that goes to show you SEC is king.
Right. Let me ask you a
Because
question.
it was either take an undefeated ACC or take a one-loss SEC.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Daniels deserved the right to the Heisman?
I was surprised on that too.
Right.
I thought it was going to go to Penix.
It should have been. It should have been Nix or Penix.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go
because
to Penix.
LSU, and correct me if I'm wrong, had 3 losses.
3 or 4, yeah.
They wound up losing 3 games. So,
okay,
is that deserving of a Heisman? I mean, he had awesome numbers.
That stuff is subjective, man.
Yeah.
There's actually a pretty cool 30 for 30 with ESPN, and they're covering the 1997 Heisman race.
Right.
But was one of the greatest Heisman, categories of college players.
Right. So let me ask you another question. Do you think the committee put the best 4 teams in the playoffs?
No.
Who do you think is the best top 4 teams in the playoffs for college?
The top 4, I would probably have Washington, Alabama, Texas. Ooh, you know what? Washington,
Michigan.
Alabama, Michigan, Georgia.
Is that your order?
No, that's just the 4.
Your top 4 teams.
That's
Who would
the
you
4.
say should be the number 1 seed? Not listening to the committee, not listening to the fans, not listening to anybody but us, because we know just as much as they know. You think Washington was? You think Washington is the best? You done lost your damn mind.
I would put Washington.
They did beat Oregon twice, but they played a lot of too many close games for me to give them that number 1 seed. And
they won.
And it is a tough decision on.
So who's your number 1?
I would say, Actually, you know who I would say that's not even in the playoffs? Georgia. They were the best team, in my opinion, throughout the whole year, and they beat a lot of significant top 25 teams. So I would say I would pick Georgia over everybody, but they didn't even they didn't even crack the top four. So how you feel about them not even being in the playoffs? And it was the Nick Saban thing. He
Yeah.
got them boys
So
in there, not the team.
I've got two different opinions on this. I'm gonna give you one as a fan of the team, and then one fan of the sport. So as a Florida Gator, I actually kind of took pleasure in Georgia not making it. To be honest.
You crazy.
However, as a fan of the game, I was surprised
Yeah.
because I know that we don't build on previous seasons, but these boys have won 29 in a row.
Right.
And the two
Exactly.
games they lost were one possession games.
Yeah, and there's the two-time defending champions.
So to drop from 1 to 6,
right, is ludicrous.
That's tough.
That's
on
ludicrous.
A 3-point loss. It's not like they got blown out.
Right.
So I was surprised. I still think that Georgia is a top 4 team. I think they would.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
My top 4 would be Alabama would not be included because they should have lost the Auburn game. They actually should have lost the South Florida game. They were garbage in that game.
They didn't.
And yet, there they are again in the playoffs. And that's because of Nick Saban's influence on the college game.
But see, I know it's politics and stuff like that. But I push back on you because a win is a win. We've seen teams go out and just blow somebody out one week and then get beat the next.
Right.
And so there's something to be said when you can continually beat teams week after week.
Right.
And the thing with Alabama and Georgia is the SEC is no joke.
Right.
No disrespect
and
to the
it's
others.
And it's really going to be no joke next year.
Yeah, man, I saw Florida's schedule.
Right. But y'all gonna be right though next year. Y'all was young,
I hope so.
and then had a, I don't want to say disappointing year, but I do want to say that them boys was playing freshmen and sophomores out there. Plus, they got a good recruiting class. So, I think y'all have found your quarterback for next year. I liked him.
He already entered the transfer portal.
Yeah. Okay, so college football scenario is out there. Who you got, Corey? Who you think will win it all?
I got Alabama.
Hey, I can't disagree with you on that one because of Nick Saban.
Until somebody slays the dragon.
Yeah.
I got him.
And Melrose is playing out the ass right now.
Yeah.
He's playing out the ass right now.
Because you got a mixture of speed and physicality.
Right. So look,
Big Ten is mostly physicality.
Right.
Pac-12 is mostly finesse.
All right. So we're going to take a quick little short break right now. And then we're going to get into the meat of the show, which is the NFL. And then we got, look at you grinning because I know you ready to talk about them damn Lions. But
they
rolling
starting to roar.
So we're going to take a brief intermission, and we will return with some NFL talk. Damn, we'll do the thing. So we back. We back with On Point with Unc and Neph. We're gonna get into the juice of the show, and we're gonna talk some NFL. So I want to start out with. Let me pull up my little garbage here. I want to start out with what's going on with the NFL right now, Corey. I'm gonna let you speak first on this. Of course, I know where you're going. So, what you think, man? You think them Lions are capable of
One
doing
game
what
away.
they should do?
One game away. Need to win one out of the next three, at least.
Yeah.
Ideally, all three.
But we are, I mean, pretty much the division is locked for them. I think they got Minnesota twice, don't they?
Yeah, they got the Vikings
they got
twice and the
Minnesota
Cowboys.
twice, right?
Yeah.
Going down the stretch. And then
At
who
Minnesota,
else? What do we
Dallas,
have? 3
and
games
home
left?
against
We got 3
Yeah,
games
3
left?
games left. Everybody got 3 games left.
2 of Minnesota, and who's the other team?
Dallas.
Oh, wow. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
So since we jumped
It'll be
to
a big game.
Dallas, as we jump to Dallas, man, what's up with them, man? What you think they're gonna do? Do you think they're gonna make any kind of noise in the playoffs?
I think it depends on who they play and where they play.
So
Dallas is a team. Oh, go ahead.
They would be going against the South right now, division winners of the South. Am I correct?
Yeah, right now that it's just
Yeah. So I'm thinking, man, if they lose that first round playoff game against the weak ass South division in the NFC, is Mike McCarthy on the hot seat?
might be, but who you gonna get?
That's true. That's true.
I think he'll be. I think he'll be fine unless they just get get the doors blown off.
How about if they pick up the Raiders coach Staley, the one that just got fired? Would he be in consideration?
Josh McDaniel?
Yeah. Would he be in consideration?
Nah,
So
he ain't talking about nothing.
you think his head coaching days over with?
Yeah, they done.
I think so too.
He's proven he can't do it.
He'll get a job as a coordinator. But,
Yeah, he'll get a job. But he's not gonna be a head coach.
right. So he basically doo-dooed in his panties after this season. Ain't nobody gonna want to pick him up.
Yeah.
He'll
Once you
get
get
picked up
two and
probably
you
as a
proven you
coordinator.
can't do either, it's a
Yeah.
wrap.
But when he had that one interview coming out there sounding like a sissy, basically, and saying, yeah, I'm the defensive guru and all this, and then you go get squashed by, it was the Raiders, wasn't it?
Who you talking about?
I'm talking about Staley for the
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah, for the Chargers.
Yeah, they got whacked by the Raiders.
Yeah, they got waxed.
63.
Yeah, it was like
63,
63.
21 or
Wasn't it
something.
63 they pulled up on them?
Yeah, I thought they were gonna hang 70 on them
Yeah.
for a minute.
But you're gonna get on the interview and say, yeah, the defense is my responsibility and I got this and all that. And then you give up 63 points to a backup quarterback for the Raiders.
And a team that didn't score the week before.
Right. How about Riverboat
Lost to the
Ron?
Vikings 3-0.
How about Riverboat Ron?
Yeah, Ron gone.
That's what I think too. And I think
Yeah, they're gonna clean house over there.
I think they should have made the same move that they that they moved with Staley because they got drubbed by the Rams.
Yeah.
You know, who has? By the way, speaking on my Rams, man, them boys are amazing, and McVay deserves consideration for Coach of the Year. I think, not being a homer, I think he should get some
Yeah,
kind
he
of
could get some
consideration.
consideration. I don't think he would win it.
No, he's not going to win it because right now it's between Houston's coach,
Houston,
Ryan's,
yeah.
and
Marco, the Marco
Indianapolis' coach. So speaking on them, how about the
Yeah.
job that he's doing with them, man? With nothing.
Yeah, they tied for the division.
With nothing. They don't have their leading rusher, running back wise. They lost Richardson, quarterback wise, and your boy Gardner Minshew. Minshew, you know, they lost him. So, I mean, they didn't lose him, but they gained him. But yeah, I think it's gonna come down between those two. You got any other coaches that you think might be considered?
Not really.
Right.
Yeah, I would say it's probably going to be DeMarco. Is it Ryan?
Yeah,
DeMarco Ryan from Houston, or Dan Campbell from the.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably going to be one of those two. So yeah, it'll be interesting. The NFL is wide open, man. You got 4 teams of the possible 14 that have clinched the spot. Seahawks win tonight. Excuse me, the Eagles win tonight. Lions get a spot. So I'm kind of torn on who to go for. I still think Lions got a shot at that number 2 seed.
Well, let's be for
real.
Let's be for real. This is the first time that NFL has been this competitive.
Right.
We don't have any teams that are sure right now to win it. You can't predict anybody because everybody's losing, everybody's getting hurt. You know, Jalen Hurts hurt. Well, he's not hurt. He's sick tonight. You know, Geno Smith, he's not top.
No,
now Patrick Mahomes and his team, they're healthy, but they're not winning. I mean, they're not playing up to their level, but they're still winning. They're still winning. They're still winning.
Their receivers got Butterfinger.
Well. I mean, but look. People don't realize these are the best in the world to do it.
Right.
And a lot more teams are getting more competitive. You don't have those teams out there now that are just number one. We're going to beat everybody every time we show up on the field. That's not happening anymore. Mm-hmm. So you got backup quarterbacks that's coming out winning games. You got guys who've been retired coming out winning games. And you got people that they're paying a whole lot of money to that's out there that they paid a whole lot of money to. They're not winning. So right now, the best time for Vegas and odd makers, they're making a whole lot of money now. Because you don't know from week to week which team is going to cover the spread, going to cover everything that you win or losses. It's just the NFL right now. And this is one of the best times. I like it like this.
Right.
It shouldn't be so one-sided every year.
Right.
So this is good for fans, but I'll tell you what's embarrassing is that the fans in North Carolina for the Falcons game paying 45 cents for a ticket. That to me was an embarrassment on ownership. Why would you even do that? Do y'all feel?
Right.
Let me ask you, how would you feel if your team was out there paying 45 cents for a ticket because nobody want to see you? The team they were playing, the Falcons was playing a team that won one game, right? And the Falcons are not a strong team to be following right now. So how would you feel if your team was selling tickets for 45 cents?
Right.
Is that embarrassing or not?
Right. It is. I agree with you, Bo, on that one.
No, you agree, but I asked you a question. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like, as an owner, that you're degrading the fact that it's a my team ain't worth 45 cents, or the team that's coming in ain't worth 45 cents.
Right. Corey, I'm gonna let you answer that question, and then I'll chime in with my comments on Bo's question.
Yeah, so as a fan, that's kind of rough because, I mean, your team is pretty terrible. But I will say it helps the pocket if you're a fan and you want to go see if you're dedicated. But yeah, as an owner, that lets you know that your team ain't really talking about anything. Nobody wants to see your team, and there's really no future for your team.
Right.
And it's gonna hurt your wallet.
Right.
Because that's part of the revenue generated.
Well, you got vendors in there too expecting to make money. You got vendors in there expecting you to bring in a crowd. You know what I mean? You got sponsors,
Exactly.
You got advertisers expecting you to bring in a crowd. So when you do a ticket for 45 cents, because should Atlanta fans feel like we was, they paying 45 cents to see us. Should you try to win that game? I mean, then the home team, like, man, they charged 45 cents to see us, and we at home. You know what I mean? I mean, to me, I don't. That is like embarrassing on both sides for each team to agree to that. I don't know, but they said it wasn't the teams that did it. It was the outside salesman. One who sells once they buy the bulk tickets and they ain't selling. So I take that back. It wasn't the teams that did it. It was the third-party ticket sellers who did it. But now, as a gambler, as a gambler too, in the NFL right now, how do you pick your teams?
So, Bo, let me ask you a question real quick. Is it literally 45 cents a ticket?
Well, it was 45 cents, but you got surcharges. you know what I mean? They got to make some money. But it was the third-party people who bought the ticket. It wasn't the teams that did it. It was third-party salesmen. So let's get that clear. I don't want to put the wrong thing out on the NFL. It wasn't the NFL. It was these people who buy those bulk tickets, and they resell them online and all that kind of stuff. And they would realize that nobody want to come see the game because you had a 1-12 team playing another team that was I don't know Atlanta's record, but it's like nobody's coming.
Yeah, they're like 5, and I think they're 2 games.
I think they're 6 and 7 or something.
Yeah, below 500. So, question for the panel: do y'all think Frank Reich deserved to be fired?
Who?
Frank Reich, the coach for Carolina, that got fired.
No, I didn't think so. If you look at Carolina, their offensive line is not that good. Your defensive line is not much better. It was his first year, and he had a rookie QB.
Right. So do you think?
I didn't think so.
So do you think Frank Reich deserves another chance at a head coaching job?
He might get one.
I think he will.
Deserve is tough, but I think he got a raw deal in Indianapolis and in Carolina.
Right. He did.
And both teams have ownership that have proven they're not the most competent, at least lately.
So let me move on and ask this question. Do y'all think Mike Vrabel for Tennessee is on the hot seat? He got the tools. He got quarterback issues, as we all know. I don't know why Tannehill is still their number one quarterback. But how y'all feel about Mike Vrabel as being a head coach?
It ain't just Mike Vrabel. It's anybody in the NFL. If you're not winning, you're expendable.
You're gone.
So, players-wise, too, if you're not winning, you're not worth anything to us. Right. So it ain't about which, Mike Vrabel or anybody else. It's about the NFL now. The fans' patience are short. The owners' patience are short. So if you're not winning, you got to go. And it's been more coaches changed in the last 10 years, 15 years ever before.
Right.
You know, you had Tony Landry was in Dallas for 29 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You had coaches that was there back in the day. They was there for years, so you're able to cultivate a atmosphere around your players. What we expect when you come here, the type of players you recruit, the type of players you draft, to grow a culture of this is the way we play, this is how we do it. But now, a coach don't have enough time. If you don't get, they give you a draft. If you get them in there late, you get the team you got. But then you get a draft. If you don't draft right then what you need, and the next year draft the next thing you need, and the next year draft the next thing you need, they're not giving you 5 or 6 years no more. They tell you to come in now winning.
Right.
You got to come in and win, and we said you were the best. We gave you $75 million or $60 million. We expect you to come in here and win.
Right.
And I don't understand, you know, that's just the way it is. But I don't think the owners understand that the league is more competitive. It's more competitive than it's ever been.
More parity.
Yeah.
More parity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm agreeing with you, Bo, on what you just said. You know, it's a win now situation, unlike it used to be. Like what you said, back in the day, your job was pretty secure for a minute, but they pulling the plug real quick nowadays, and I don't blame the owners for that. I do not.
Well, it ain't on. It's the people who's paying to owners to open up they stadiums, and they like we want some people. We want fans in the seats. We don't want them. You know, we want fans in the seats. That's how we want television credits. We want games on TV. And if you're not winning, they're not gonna put you on TV next year.
Right.
You're not gonna get no prime time. You're gonna get 1 o'clock games. Yeah. And we're still here.
So yeah, Hollywood in the house.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What's up, Wood? I'm doing great, man. Thanks for coming, bro.
You already know, man, driving on 285. Boy. I tell
I
you,
know.
them roads terrible out
Angelo
there.
going through the same problems.
I'm telling you, man, I-20 and 285, the road's terrible. I hit a speed bump so hard it changed my radio station. You feel me? Well, I went from R&B to gospel real quick.
Yeah. So right now we talking a little football.
Okay.
So I know you don't even really want to talk because your Patriots is garbage.
Oh, my
So-
goodness. So garbage.
So I'm gonna let you chime in on what you think about them Patriots, man.
Oh, the Patriots are, like you said, they absolutely suck. You know what I mean? If I did buy tickets, I would give them away. I think with Belichick, maybe it's time for him to go. Definitely Matt Jones on his way out. And I don't really see Patriots doing anything. Hopefully we can get that boy from college.
Who?
Quarterback.
Talking about Sanders?
No. Not, Sanders would be a good fit, but giving how Patriots play black quarterbacks, to see what they just did with Malik Cunningham, I thought was awful. I felt like he was the best quarterback out of the 3 they had and the other 2 they picked up. But we ain't giving no playing time other than preseason.
Right.
So Sanders, although I love his skill set, running on the pocket, he will be a good fit, but not in New England. The other guy from USC, quarterback.
Oh, you
Yeah, he's talking about Caleb Williams.
Yeah, Williams. Yeah. Now if we can continue to lose, and I don't even think
They definitely need
I
a
mean, the
quarterback.
way that we playing now, I don't even think that we just trying to tank. We just play like that. We're just that bad.
Right.
You know, we're just that
Yeah,
bad.
they
but,
got 2 garbage quarterbacks right now.
You know,
They don't know which.
no,
talking
the
about,
Patriots.
New
The
England.
Patriots.
Yeah, they got
Patriots.
2 garbage quarterbacks right now.
So truly disappointed, but I'm looking forward to the draft with them. Now, however, how about them Cowboys?
Yeah, we so I'd like to welcome Angelo to the show. a Pittsburgh Steeler fan, and I'm sure he's not feeling too good right now. But so we're gonna switch it over to him and let him speak on what's going on with the Steelers.
It's real easy. We suck. The end.
At the end, that's all. That's all your. That's all your comments.
I like to
That's
say,
all
man,
your
we suck.
comments. What do you think the issue is with them?
We have an offensive playbook that was made out of crayon and coloring book. Our offensive system is so elementary. It's ridiculous. You know, you fire a candidate, which I think they needed to do, but
Right.
you still running the same system.
You're still running the same system.
You know, I mean, you can watch the plays and you be like, you know, we lead the league in 3 and outs, and it's not even close. You know, and when that's the case, man, it's the system.
Right.
You get zero separation from your receiving core. You know, I watch other teams play. Think about how many backup quarterbacks are starting right now.
Right.
And,
It's a lot.
and having success.
And having success.
And we have a guy who started.
Minshew, just to mention.
Oh man.
Yeah, he playing off the chain.
And we can't. We suck.
Browning is playing off the chain.
Yeah.
He's keeping them boys in the hunt. So yeah, I think there's a disconnect with obviously the quarterback situation there, but there's a disconnect with the number one wide receiver. What's his name? I can't think of
Pickens.
Pickens.
He's
Yeah.
just spoiled.
He's a spoiled.
He had issues coming in.
He's a spoiled brat.
Yeah, he had issues coming in. That's why he dropped the way he did. But
Yeah.
to his defense, and I hate to come to the defense because it's kind of like a AB thing. You know, we kind of babied it for a long time, but his complaints are legitimate.
Right.
You know,
Right.
he needs to be targeted way more. You know, and it's like when Deontay started pouting, it's like they try to make an effort to stop his pouting.
Right.
You know, and it's but the system just bad, man. I mean, there's enough plays. Well, here's the problem: when you lead the league in 3 and outs, you don't get enough opportunity to spread the ball around.
Right.
So then when you come to those critical plays, you know, both of them want the ball, and so does Najee. Najee's upset. I mean, the whole
Right. It's a virus.
man, it's
a virus in the locker room.
I haven't been this disappointed as a Steelers fan in a long time.
But
And
you
I've been a
know what?
Steelers fan since 1974. I've been utterly disappointed. We've had losing seasons before that didn't look this bad.
Right.
Seriously.
Corey, your comments?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think the Steelers have actually been struggling for a couple of years to find an identity on offense. And when you lead the league at 3 and outs, even when you have a solid defense, some boys gonna be tired by the time the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter runs around.
Right.
So even if your defense is keeping you in the game, by the time it's crunch time, offense not doing anything, it's hard to win.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, the Steelers, I think, were 7-4.
7-4. Yeah, we're 7-4.
Lost 2.
Now we're set now 3.
Yeah,
7-7.
lost 2
Yeah, they lost 3 in a row.
to
And they were,
drop
you
3.
know-
But I know drop 2 to the Cardinals and the Patriots back to back at home.
Right.
And they were 2
That's
and
when you
10
know
at the
you're doing
time.
bad.
Yeah.
Right. And you can't have
So,
those type
yeah.
of losses because they was in it. Even when they were
Yeah.
losing, they were still a playoff team.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
that
no doubt.
last week just blew it.
No doubt.
Because Joe
But
Flacco
I
came
will
off the
say-
sofa. Joe Flacco came off the sofa.
Yeah. Joe Flacco did this thing
Showed
with
out.
Brown.
It's crazy,
They
man.
showed out. So do y'all think Tomlin has anything to do with this?
So let me jump in real quick. The head coach, so he's always responsible, right? However, and I've had this argument for the last 2 days. Tomlin has made a lot of bad decisions, in my opinion. That's just not the norm for him.
Right.
But playing the other day is Tomlin also didn't throw the interception to them when Pickens was wide open across the middle. Tomlin didn't fumble the ball at the 15-yard line after we just made a defensive stop. Tomlin didn't throw the other interception. Tomlin didn't miss the fry move across the middle. Tomlin didn't miss the tackle in the corner. Tomlin, you know what I mean? It's just so many things that we can easily point out that are just mental. And Trubisky has been such a disappointment.
Right.
It's beyond
Been
belief.
a disappointment since he's been in the league.
Well, he should have never been a high draft pick, and that's the problem. That's the problem with high draft picks. Somebody made a statement the other day. I don't remember which announcer it was, and they said, "Would we look at Brock Purdy differently had he been a number one pick? If he was a number one draft pick, he would be an MVP candidate right now. But because he was Mr. Irrelevant, we don't even. It's like he has to force his way into it, and so the same thing goes with a person like Trubisky. If he was because he's a first round pick, you expect certain things.
Right.
He's playing like he was Mr. Irrelevant.
Right.
So
Right.
anyway,
So I'm gonna go across the board real quick and ask everybody on the panel, and I'll start with you, nephew. Right now, who's the MVP in the league? Right now.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Right. That's why I asked it.
Yeah, I'd probably look at Christian McCaffrey
Oh yeah.
with San Francisco.
Not a bad choice.
And I say that because the 3 games that they lost, I don't think he played. Same with Deebo Samuel. So I know we were just talking about Brock Purdy. He's a different player when Christian McCaffrey plays as opposed to when he doesn't.
Right.
And so typically when Christian McCaffrey plays and he plays well, the Niners win.
Okay.
So I would go with him. As long as they
Okay, that's your pick. Angelo, who you got? MVP, current MVP right now.
I'm split between Christian McCaffrey and Tyreek Hill.
Oh yeah. That boy's good going off.
If we still give Christian McCaffrey the same benefit, we should give Tyreek Hill for missing the game because Christian McCaffrey missed 2. Tyreek's only missed 1. But when Tyreek's not in the field, it's clearly a different team. So.
Right. Who you got, Wood?
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Good pick.
Like, finally got wide receivers. He's still fast as whatever. You know what I mean? And, like, them boys playing real solid ball in Baltimore, and he's just the face that's making it happen.
Can we do a sound check on Wood? I don't know if he's coming across or not. Is he?
Mike, check 1. Yeah.
Okay, bet. So here's my pick. And this is a tough pick, and I appreciate it. First of all, I want to say that all 3 of you guys had awesome picks. Any one of those 3 could legitimately be the MVP. All right. So my pick for the MVP right now, what y'all gonna call it probably crazy or whatever, but I look at records and I'm gonna go with Christian McCaffrey right now. I think he's showing out. And he comes every week. He comes every week to play. And he does what he does every week. So we're gonna get ready to close this out real quick. I want to know from the panel who y'all like right now to not just reach the Super Bowl. And, Bo, you can chime in on this too. Who y'all like to be the Super Bowl champions this year at this point? I'll start out with you, Neff.
I got to go with my Lions.
Hey, not a bad choice.
Coming off a 42-17 win.
Right.
No, honestly, I really think, outside of being a Lions fan, I really think if Detroit played indoors, Now, that's a big if because you got San Francisco and Philly.
Right.
But I think outside of that, you know, if the good golf shows up and he's not turning the ball over, I think the Lions,
That's a good
the offense
choice.
anyway, can
I
hang.
can't disagree with you on that. That's a good choice. Wood, who you got?
Going with 49ers in Miami.
Right. No, you can only pick one team.
Oh, I thought we were going with the Super Bowl, but actually,
No,
boom,
the
boom,
Super
boom.
Bowl champion.
Oh, so the champions. I'm going with Miami.
You going who?
I'm
Patriots?
going. No, definitely not the Patriots.
thought you said Patriots for a minute.
Matter of fact, I'm taking 2 years off from Patriots right now. You feel me? Like I'm banning myself, but I like Miami. Boom, boom, boom. Especially
Not a bad choice.
with Ransom, he's stepping back up. You know, defense solid, and my guy who can cover Tyreek Hill. You feel me?
Right.
I think if you
Nobody.
put 15
Not
men on the
one-on-one.
field, they still have a problem.
Right. So, Bo, who you like? Oh. Okay. So, I'm going with San Francisco on paper. To me, they distinguished themselves as the overall leader in the NFL right now. Now take it for this. We still got 3 games left, and we know what happened with Purdy last year. So I'm going with San Francisco right now. So with that said, closing comments. Low. Go ahead and let the people know what you got going on here.
First of all, my Super Bowl pick, but
Damn, I forgot.
but
My bad. I'm sorry.
but you know, if I had to go with one right now, it would be San Francisco.
Right.
But
The change next week.
I'm interested to see the Baltimore-San Francisco game. That'll tell a lot of stories.
Right.
But Uptown Comedy Corner, man, this weekend, starting on Thursday night this weekend because we'll be closed on Christmas Eve. The one day of the year that Uptown actually closes, 364 days. We only close on Christmas Eve. But we got Rob Stapleton this weekend, man. Rob Stapleton be down. Rob out of New York. Next weekend, we got TK Kirkland, and he'll also be bringing in New Year's Eve with TK Kirkland. So if you ain't been to a TK Kirkland show, well, who raised you?
So the 30th, because I got a crew coming in.
Oh, yeah, be TK all weekend long at
Okay,
end of the year.
bet,
Yes, sir.
bet.
Be going down.
Yeah. So I'm going to need them tickets. So what you got going on?
Hey, as always, definitely a blessing to have the opportunity to speak on the platform. Upcoming, I got a film coming out called When a Man Knows, filled with comedy, drama, suspense, real, raw, and relatable content. So y'all make sure y'all be on the lookout for that. We're actually going to do a premiere at the AMC Theater. I will be releasing details the beginning of January, and we're putting the movie on Tubi TV. When a Man Knows.
All right, that sounds great. And I would like to say this with the Angelo and Wood. I've been to a lot of their events. They're awesome. So you need to get down here and check out Uptown Comedy Corner. It's awesome, and it's rolling. So I'll be spending my holidays down here as well. All right. So with that said, we out of here. Will get us out of here. Bo,
Go
get us
blue.
outta here.
Go blue. Alabama is going down. Going down.
Bitch, we get money over here. Bitch, did you hear me? We getting money over here. My Glock, it hold a 60. Pulling up fast in the S550. Digging her down and I pay, she get jiggy. Take that shit back, I regret buying titties. I'm coming trimming your motherfucking city. I'm throwing rats to the motherfucking city.